On August 12, 2025, a pivotal moment unfolded for the armed forces of the Philippines as a massive Indian Air Force C-17 Globemaster landed at a secure airbase. Its cargo, the second batch of BRAHMOS supersonic cruise missile systems, marking a major leap in the nation's military modernization. This delivery is more than a routine acquisition. It's a clear signal that the Philippines is serious about defending its territorial integrity, especially in the contested South China Sea. Senior defense officials and Marine Corps leaders oversaw the unloading, each crate representing a significant boost in defensive power. With this second batch, the military can now expand its operational footprint, forming new batteries and increasing coverage along the coastline. The BRAHMOS system transforms the Marine Corps from a traditional amphibious force into a modern coastal defense unit, capable of denying access to strategic maritime areas. This acquisition is the centerpiece of the Horizon 3 phase of the AFP modernization program, aimed at upgrading aging hardware and building credible deterrence. The message is clear. The Philippines is no longer a passive observer, but an active participant in shaping its own security environment. The Marines, after extensive training with Indian experts, are now ready to operate and maintain this advanced system. The nation's coastlines are no longer as vulnerable as before. The arrival of BRAHMOS marks a new era in Philippine defense. The BRAHMOS missile, a product of India-Russia collaboration, is a supersonic cruise missile renowned for its speed and precision. Capable of reaching Mach 3, it's nearly impossible for enemy air defenses to intercept. The Philippines acquired the shore-based anti-ship variant, designed to strike enemy warships from mobile coastal launchers. With a range of 290 kilometers, it can target threats far out at sea, creating a protective bubble around key maritime areas. Its advanced guidance system ensures pinpoint accuracy, operating on a fire-and-forget principle. Once launched, it autonomously homes in on its target. The missile's sea-skimming trajectory, flying as low as 10 meters above the waves, makes detection and interception extremely difficult. For the Philippines, BRAHMOS is a strategic game-changer, replacing outdated artillery with a credible deterrent. It's a defensive weapon, not for invasion, but for protecting sovereignty and enforcing claims within the exclusive economic zone. The system's mobility allows rapid relocation, enhancing survivability against counterattacks. The acquisition elevates the Philippines' defensive capabilities to a new level. BRAHMOS is now the archipelago's sentinel, standing guard over its shores. The nation's military posture has shifted from reactive to proactive. The Philippines can now deter threats with confidence. The Philippine Marine Corps is now the primary operator of the BRAHMOS missile system, marking a major evolution in its mission. The newly formed Coastal Defense Regiment deploys mobile launchers to strategic locations, especially along the West Philippine Sea. Their goal: create an anti-access area denial zone that deters hostile naval incursions. By positioning missile batteries along the coast, the Marines can threaten any adversary entering the exclusive economic zone, raising the cost of aggression. The system's mobility, mounted on high-mobility trucks, enables rapid relocation, making it difficult for enemies to target. This shoot-and-scoot capability ensures the batteries remain a persistent threat. The shift to external territorial defense reflects the nation's response to rising tensions in the South China Sea. The Marines' expertise in rugged coastal terrain maximizes the system's effectiveness. The BRAHMOS system empowers the Marines to protect maritime frontiers and assert Philippine sovereignty. The Coastal Defense Regiment is now a cornerstone of national defense. The Philippines is prepared to defend its rights at sea. The Philippine BRAHMOS launchers are configured for 2 missiles, not 3, a deliberate choice for greater mobility. This lighter setup allows rapid transport across the archipelago's challenging terrain and fits inside C-130 Hercules aircraft. The ability to quickly deploy batteries to remote islands like Palawan or Batanes is a major strategic advantage. The reduced weight enables movement through rugged terrain and narrow roads, enhancing survivability and tactical flexibility. The trade-off, one less missile per launcher, is outweighed by the gains in mobility and adaptability. The Philippines worked with India to tailor the system for its unique defense needs. This customized approach creates a resilient, distributed defensive network across the islands. The BRAHMOS system transforms the Philippines' ability to deter maritime threats. With a 290-kilometer range, a single battery can cover vast ocean areas, including the contested Spratly Islands. This credible threat forces potential aggressors to operate farther from Philippine shores. The presence of BRAHMOS changes the strategic calculus, making it riskier for hostile navies to challenge Philippine sovereignty. Filipino fishermen and natural resources are now better protected as the system backs up Coast Guard and Navy patrols. The missile's reach also secures vital choke points like the Luzon Strait, enhancing national and regional security. BRAHMOS is not just a weapon, it's a strategic backstop that elevates the Philippines' status in regional security. The system supports a wide range of military operations, from defending sea lanes to protecting amphibious forces. The Philippines now has the means to enforce its maritime boundaries. Deterrence is no longer theoretical, it's real and credible. The BRAHMOS deal is the foundation of a growing India-Philippines strategic partnership. Signed in January 2022 for $375 million, it's India's largest defense export and a symbol of deepening ties between two democracies. The agreement includes not just missiles, but launchers, command systems, and extensive training for Philippine Marines. Indian experts have worked closely with Filipino counterparts, ensuring smooth technology transfer and operational readiness. This partnership allows the Philippines to diversify its defense suppliers, reducing reliance on traditional allies. India's non-aligned stance makes it an attractive partner for Manila. The accord sets a precedent for future South-South cooperation and positions India as a key security partner in Southeast Asia. The BRAHMOS deal is likely to inspire further regional defense collaboration. The BRAHMOS system's arrival sends ripples across the South China Sea and Indo-Pacific. It modestly shifts the military balance, showing smaller nations they can develop credible deterrence. Other Southeast Asian claimants, like Vietnam and Malaysia, may follow suit, strengthening ASEAN's collective security. A more capable Philippines is a stronger partner in regional maritime initiatives and a more assertive voice for peace and rule of law. Traditional allies like the US and Japan welcome this move, as it enhances regional stability and complements existing alliances. Australia also views the development positively, aligning with its vision for a rules-based order. However, the introduction of such a system could spark an arms race if not managed carefully. The Philippines must emphasize the defensive nature of BRAHMOS to avoid escalation. By upholding international law and focusing on deterrence, Manila can help maintain regional stability. The goal: deterrence, not provocation. The BRAHMOS acquisition sends a direct message to China, challenging its assertive actions in the South China Sea. For years, China's maritime militia and navy have intimidated Filipino fishermen and blockaded Philippine-held features. Previously, Manila's response was limited to diplomatic protests. Now, BRAHMOS introduces a real military cost for aggression. Chinese naval forces must now factor in the risk of a supersonic missile strike from mobile, hard-to-detect launchers. This levels the playing field, giving the Philippines leverage in both military and diplomatic arenas. The system's presence could encourage more meaningful negotiations and de-escalation. China may respond with increased surveillance or pressure, but the Philippines' decision is a legitimate act of self-defense. By standing firm, Manila asserts its right to set its own security policy. BRAHMOS is both a shield and a diplomatic tool, signaling a new era of Philippine self-reliance. The archipelago is no longer a passive pawn in regional power games. The full deployment of BRAHMOS marks a turning point for Philippine national security. For the first time, the country can enforce a genuine keep-out zone, deterring violations of its maritime sovereignty. This shift empowers the Philippines to move from vulnerability to strength, safeguarding its vast maritime domain. The system's integration sets a model for future modernization, mobile, precise, and tailored to the nation's geography. A more capable military means a more stable and reliable partner in Southeast Asia. The Philippines can now play a proactive role in shaping regional security and upholding a rules-based order. BRAHMOS is a national asset with regional impact, promoting peace through strength. The supersonic sentinels are on watch, ushering in a new era of resolve for the Filipino people.